I'm one of the brainchilds behind pretty much all of that. But when I was just like you, myself a question like, like audio? I mean, do you really like audio? Do you really like audio? And I did. And I thought, boy, it wouldn't be so cool if there were jobs doing audio. First audio job I ever even conceptually understood was I had a Rush album in my hands. And on the back of the album credits, somebody did a job that said synthesizer programming. Wasn't in the band, wasn't on the road with them. He just programmed the sounds in the synthesizer. And I was like, wow, that sounds like it's an awesome job. That's what I want to do. That way, then, well, you're in the right place. So here we go. Oh, that could be you. It happened. Did you spill some coffee on his laptop? Was it too loud? Was it too quiet? Maybe something wasn't grounded. I don't know. Might be a little myself. I'm not so sure. Before we talk about why you want to work in pro audio, I'm going to give you real world tip. Are you ready? The interview. Probably should prepare. How should I prepare for an interview? Read your resume. It'd be a real bummer if you had a typo in your email address or your phone number. They're probably not going to get back to you. Be ready to describe any project you list on your resume like you did yesterday, right? Because that's why it's on your resume, because you're totally familiar with those things that you did. Is there any questions? Drop. Speaking of questions, be ready to answer any kind of question like, hey, if I had an 8.5 by 11, like 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, how many folds would it take you to make it into a 3 by 5 inch card size? Why is that a question? That's nothing to do with it. This was a standard question if you wanted a job as a software engineer at Microsoft. We gave you 30 seconds to answer it. They don't care what your favorite version of Windows is or what your favorite version of Visual Studio, the compiler from Microsoft products is. They want to know how you can solve problems. So in an interview process, sometimes they give you these random problems that might have nothing to do with the job you're going to do. Just want to see how you think on your feet. There's no real right or wrong answer. Just do your best in the time allotted. You just want to see how you think. All right? Practice interviewing with a classmate. It sounds a little strange, but you know. So, in the front, sir, Jose. So Jose would say, "Hey, Colin, I want you to practice interviewing with me." Okay, cool, 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 cool. And as I interview Jose, I'll realize that things on my resume aren't as good as his, and I'll get jealous. But I'll realize he did a better job, and I'll might be up my game. I would ask Jose some questions worded in a way he wasn't anticipating, and go, "Oh, I know how to answer that one now. Bam, I got you." Make sense? Practice interviewing with a classmate. Try again and again. Yes, I'm Colin McDowell. I helped found McDSP along with Dinah here in the front row back in 1998. We're doing plugins for a long time. But I have in my first drawer of my desk at work a stack of thanks letters. It's about this thick. 3 of them are from DigiDesign. People make Pro Tools, a place I eventually got a job. You just got to keep trying. And if they don't offer you a job, do not take it personally. It might be you're perfectly qualified. You just don't have that kind of job for you at that time. So you should check back with them in 3 or 6 months. Keep at it. Keep knocking on those doors. Okay. All right. And then one day, bam, you'll get a job. Hooray. This might happen to you. Has speech prepared or some other director within MI's staff. But this is how much went. The hard part. All the graduating seniors, yay, we all have jobs lined up. And Dean Taylor invited us to his office. I'm like, okay, we don't really talk to you, but that's fine. We all sit down and he offers us bagels or something. We're all, bagel, cool, yeah, hanging out with the dean. Yeah, have a seat, great. We all sit down. And he's always been a happy, jovial, friendly kind of guy. And he looks at us all and he closes the door and says, and now comes the hard part. And we're like, okay, I was eating this bagel. It didn't seem like that was going to be really scary, but now it is. Why are we here? Did he just lock the door? What's going on? He looked at us, and all of a sudden, this like drill sergeant man came out of him and said, when you get your job, you will represent in the following order your school, its alumni, and yourself. Are we clear? Oh, I think so. I like this bagel, but okay, I'll be quiet. He said, wherever you're going to wind up, you got a job there, it's probably because someone else from this school got a job there, and they were great. So You better be great too, because if you suck, they'll think this school sucks. So don't suck. We're like, yes, sir. And the alumni, the people who came here before you and paved the way, they're expecting you to keep that clear for the next people coming down the pipe. So you're going to do a great job. Okay, we can do that. And yourself, you will show up, you will be present, you will own every task that's given to you, so they know the people that come from this institution are amazing. Are we clear? And we're like, "Hey, about 30 seconds ago." He keeps going. You will own every task assigned to you like it is your child. Okay, I don't actually have any kids right now. Okay, I can understand what you're meaning there. Great, fine. You will be familiar with the product they are making. You don't have to know how every function of the missile guidance system of whatever works. But if you are making like a feature in Pro Tools or a DAW or a plugin or a microphone or whatever it is, you're going to be familiar with that product. It will be known to you. Not like, oh, I don't know what it does. Never used it. No, no, you're going to be down and into it. You will be present, which means every meeting you go to, you will show up with something to write on. You are ready to receive tasks and write them down and get them done and follow up. You will be at the company. These are the things that you will do. I'm like, yes, Dean Taylor. Thanks for the bagel. Okay, guys, that was a great talk. Have a good luck. Bring the next group. Okay. We come out of there. We're like, what just happened? I thought he was a friendly guy, but he was serious. I went to New Mexico State University, a school that probably none of you ever heard of. Because not too many alumni from that school come out to California. They all stay in New Mexico at New Mexico State University, which is right next to White Sands Missile Range. They make missiles. Most of my classmates are making missiles at White Sands Missile Range. It's a great gig, don't get me wrong, but that's what they do. But ones that want to go out, they want to make sure that the ones that get out of the state of New Mexico are great. And so we had a lot of pressure for us to do that kind of stuff. And I'm not kidding, hiring manager at DigiDesign, where do you live, grow up to? Same town my college was at. He knew exactly where I went. The VP at Dolby that I used to know was also an NMSU graduate. So it's stuff that Dean Taylor was telling us a long time ago. It was spot on. I couldn't believe it. Blambering. Okay. Everyone still with me? How's it going, Internet? You still there? Okay. Now here's the part you were probably dialed in for. How about those jobs? Okay, moving on. All the skills you learn at a place like MI are valuable. And if you do not land in a music studio somewhere mixing the next Drake or Beatles or Beyonce, there's lots of other opportunities out there. For example, Jose, if I played any song for you right now and asked you, what'd you think of that snare? You would have an opinion, right? You may not think it's a great snare, a bad snare, but whatever. You know what I was talking about. 99% of the population out there will go, wait, what's a snare? Is it like a snarl? Should I, are they in all the songs? Do most songs have snares? I mean, what does it sound like? Does it go shh, shh, or snare? You're like, oh my God, right? But you would know this. So if you want to continue working in the audio business, all these skills you develop to do music production, live sound, recording, tracking, mixing, they all are applicable to making products and tools that are used by this industry. Does that make sense? I think it should. So, okay. What's the first one? There's that guy again. It's like, what's he doing? Obviously, he's doing product testing. When someone says, here's a great feature, does it work right? Does this microphone sound good? Hey, I made a plugin that like boosts the lows and the highs. Does it actually do something good for your mix session? Who would know that? Probably people who studied that kind of stuff and have done lots of tracking, mixing, recording, and have made albums that sound decent. And probably a couple that didn't sound good at all, but they learned from those experiences. They have this sense of those types of skills. So they can actually test new products, new features. And in fact, because you're methodical, because you've done things like, you have definitely made mistakes in your music production, coursework here. And when you made a mistake, you probably wrote down, this is what I did when I screwed this up. So I will not do it again. I will make note of it. Because you're familiar with the technology and the process, you can actually create recipes for, I made the software crash. Well, what did you do? Well, I clicked the monitor button when I was side checking a thing. Here's my sampler. This is the DAW I was using. Here's my OS. Boom, 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 boom. You can describe to the rest of the engineering team how the bug occurred. And in fact, those engineers go, we think we fixed it for you. Did we fix it? You can take it, create the problem, and confirm, yes, no, the problem is resolved. You can maintain like test grids and work with beta sites and make a bug database, which might sound kind of boring or maybe not. I don't know what's your cup of tea, but that is a whole thing. Whether you're writing software plugins, making microphones, or laptops, or whatever, they have to be tested. They have to be known to work and sound and function the way they should for a real audio professional. And you folks have those skills to convey that, to understand it, or to test and evaluate. Make sense? Okay. Next one. The guy with the phone and the spittle coming out of the phone and blowing his hair back. He's getting like a friendly spitz breeze in his he's probably getting yelled at. That's right. It's customer support. Look, any company, doesn't matter what the industry is, customer support is the face of the company. It's not the website, it's not the marketing. It's when the customer who calls and says, I have a problem. Please help me. In that moment, if you are able to help that client, you will have a client for life. Just like in the studio. Hey, here's my mix, but Jose, right? Jose, I can't hear all the vocals. Can you fix that? And Jose just goes, I don't know. I think you're screwed. Well, then he's no help, but Jose goes, let me try to help you out here. And comes up with a solution. That is the key. That is the foot in the door. That's the way to make yourself known and to build up credibility. So customer support, you know, assist end users with the company assist end users with the product your company made, right? Demonstrate to the customer that you own the problem, you own the product they're using, and you want to help them fix it, just like you would own a mix, right? If the mix isn't working for the client, you're going to own it, you're going to make it right. Same thing. Oh, there's a problem with the product. You don't understand how to use the installer or paste or nylon. I'm here to help you. You will establish industry credibility. One of our own interns named Julian helped a very famous engineer. And the first day of the NAMM show this past January, I thought, boy, it sure would be cool if one of those famous people came by and selfie with me. First day of the NAMM show, first 5 minutes of the NAMM show, famous engineer walks in. Where's Julian? We're all, hey, Julian, cool. Click selfie. Great to meet you. Thanks for the help. That's taller, man. Cool. And he leaves. And we're like, what just happened? I don't have any, but he wanted to meet the customer support guy. Okay. You're the face of the company. In creating that customer rapport, you're creating customer rapport not just for your company, but for yourself. If Jose was a super, badass, helpful customer support guy, other engineers know. They'll flat out say, hey, did you ever call McDSP? Just ask for Jose. He helped me. He's great. Ask for him. It's great. Colin, I don't know. He talks too much. He's kind of got a strange haircut. I don't trust him. Jose, yeah, he's great. Right? You follow? Okay. And also, as you're doing customer support, almost like the testing stuff and the software testing job I just showed you, you'll, with other customers, help identify bugs in the software or the hardware product, and also get ideas about what new features should be added to those products. So you're still in the almost like you're part of the development team. With me so far? Okay. How's it going, internet? Doing okay? All right. Oh, what's this guy doing? He's pointing at stuff. He must be, marketing. Boom, 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 boom. Marketing. Who's doing the marketing for McDSP? Do you think it's me? Look at this. Look at my face. Does that look like I actually can sell products? No, I can tell a couple of funny jokes, but after about 30 or 40 minutes, you realize you've heard all my jokes, and then it's like, oh wow, this is like. If you have audio production skills and you're familiar with the audio production process, then you know how to market to those types of people because you're one of them, right? So ever how the company website looks, what you do on social media, what the trade show booth should look like, or what we should demonstrate inside of it. These are all things that you know intuitively. Just like if someone says, what do you think of that snare? Well, first, you actually know what a snare is, and you have an opinion, as opposed to like, oh, I don't know, is it like a snarl? I'm not kidding. Ask somebody else on the street, hey, how does the snare sound in this track? I'm telling you, they go, wow, is that like a snarl? I'm like, oh my God. Okay, right? So marketing is right up your alley because you already know what appeals to you. Therefore, you know what would appeal to the other gazillion people wanting to do pro audio work too. Oh, but there's more. Promotion, sales. How should we promote the product? Should we put the product on sale? What price should we even sell it? I don't know. What do you think? Well, when I was doing studio work, we used to do like this or that, or, things like that. Because you are in the business and you use plugins, you will have a sense of what types of plugins what price points you want to have, or how you want to promote them, what types of music you want to pick when you're demonstrating that product. Competitive analysis. Hey, McDee's made a product, boom, and someone else made a similar one. Someone should probably check that out and see what it's like. Is this good? Is it not as good? What did they do that's better than ours? How should we evaluate that? What should we do in response? Should we do anything? I don't know. Need people to help us with that. And most importantly, talking to users. Talk to users, talk to other people that are just like you who want to know how the product works. Why did it have this feature? Why doesn't it have this other feature? Could you make it do this? Could you make it not do that? These types of conversations you can have because you are familiar with what is the art of audio production. Does that make sense? Yes, no, nodding. Okay, great, fine, fine, fine. All right. Internet, how you doing? Okay, great. And wait, there's more. The product specialist. Boom. The guy with all the gear, or gal. That's right. Who's making all those product trailers tutorials? Is it me? Are you crazy? I just have a bunch of things that would all sound terrible. It wouldn't be good in the 80s. No. So if you do audio production, guess what? You can make all these demos, all these trailers that you see on websites everywhere. It's not some nerd guy from engineering, like, cranking out some plugin and say, oh, here's how I'll make a demo. It's people who actually have some artistic skill that can put together a session that's compelling. Sets of audio examples that have a really good here's before the plugin and wow, here's after the plugin. They can do stuff like that because that's what they did in school. They are primed and ready to do this kind of stuff. Demo sessions, we have whole sessions you can download from the McDSP website. Lots of other companies do this. The entire session, shockingly, is only mixed with McDSP plugins. Who do you think put those sessions together? It wasn't me. It wasn't anybody else engineering, I'll tell you that. It was somebody who had actual legitimate pro audio production skills, putting those things together, right? And that's another thing. And that's like speaking of the face of the company. That's like here's a session that we think sounds so amazing, it'll compel you to buy products. And for it to be that good, we had somebody that was really an audio, production skill professional put it together. That's what every company making any pro audio product needs. Period. That could be you. Oh, presets. Some plugins do come with presets. I'm not saying presets is the solution for everything, but people like to see lots of really good presets. Lots. So, gotta make some of those, right? Oh, and you still have to talk to users. It's good to talk to people. It's a good habit. What else? Oh, artist relations. Some of your clients might be wildly successful. And when people become wildly successful, one phenomenon that occurs is they have no time. They have no time to learn anything new. Because now that they have had great success, like with their first album, they are under the microscope of the internet. Hello, internet. And they have to create the next, whatever they're doing, it has to also be equally as amazing. So they are creating and writing and revising and stuff. They have no time to learn, hey, should I update to an Apple Silicon laptop today? I don't know. Did you hear that, Sonoma 14.4 point something has a problem with the content protection stuff? Oh, they fixed it? Okay, that's great. Gee, I didn't know, right? They have no time to deal with any of that crap. And when like a new product comes out or a new technology, do you think they're like, allocating a weekend to learn it? Some of them probably can, but a lot of them just cannot because they are so busy. So artist relations, somebody who has a client-focused marketing kind of thing, you're almost hand-holding that person. Hey, let me show you the new McDSP has this SA2 processor. It's really cool. Now we have the SA3 spectral processor. Some of these folks are like, hey, can you just come by the studio? You got 20 minutes. Just show it to me. Show me how it works. It's not because they're dumb. They just don't have time. They want like a whirlwind tour of it with somebody there in person, demonstrate to them how this product or technology works, and decide if it's right for them. They really appreciate that stuff. A lot of these people, when they have the bandwidth, they're happy to coordinate some type of artist influence. They'll give an interview with you. They love talking about how they get started. A lot of them are just like you. They started somewhere doing something, some things happened, they put it together, and they finally had some success. And they're happy to tell those stories. They don't mean like that they're bragging. They just want to tell you these things because they want to give you guys and gals the idea that, yes, you can do it too. There are opportunities out there. You just have to keep at it. They're always glad to talk about that stuff. Did I mention you should talk to users? Yes. Well, you should. Okay, fine. Oh, the guy who's getting electrocuted again. What's him? Development? Wait. Hey there, Colin. None of us have like a degree in computer science. So what are you bringing this up for? Look, engineers, hey, sorry, all you double E's and computer science people out there. You're great, really, I promise. You have all these smart people that can make all these software products and hardware and everything else. But it does not mean to understand what the new future should be all the time. It does not mean that I understand what are the good sound decisions you're making all the time. Sometimes there needs to be some guidance, some teamwork, some people coming together. The person making the product, doing the engineering work, and the person helping conceive what the product could be, put it together. That's like almost, it's like development. Product development is something that people with your types of skill sets can participate in, be a part of. Does this make sense? Okay. You might even want to be in product management. Management. It's kind of like the dark side, but it's okay. Usually something. Oh, there's a downside. You have to talk to engineers, which is like talking to people, except they're people who are like either afraid to come out of their cubicle, or they have very they have like social skills that are kind of like not fully developed. I don't know. As an example, Colin McDowell. Hi, how's it going? Wow, are those lights? Are we on the internet? Oh, I'm okay. I'm gonna be fine. Everything's good. Breathe, breathe. Okay, I'm gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Oh, there's a podium. I can lean on this. Oh my God. Whoa. Okay. Right? Get the jokes? I hope that comes across as funny on the internet because I'm really trying to provide the physical humor. Anyway, moving along. So the jobs in Pro Audio I covered: product testing, customer support, marketing, sales, company strategy, product specialist, RS relations, and development. Are you with me so far? Okay, a few more pointers out there. It's a job. It's a job means that you are the expert. And sir in the back of the yellow shirt, what's your name? Ricardo. If Ricardo, it's just Colin, not sir. Sir's my dad. He's not. Okay. If Ricardo solves a problem today, he better document that. Because if it happens tomorrow, we're coming for you. And you're going to tell us exactly what you did. And we're going to solve that problem again. And if your answer is something like, I don't know, I forgot, there's probably some cement shoes waiting for you somewhere, and you're going to be taking a swing with fishes kind of thing. Do you follow me? When you have a job, your expectation is you will become the expert at whatever happens at your job. So you better own it, which means, yeah, documentation. Most technology companies, well, actually all, they had this thing about documentation. When we solve problems that no one else on the planet has encountered or resolved, we have to write it down because it's just us. Imagine like you're on a lifeboat in the middle of the ocean. Your ship is sunk, it's hit by a torpedo from a submarine, and you're out there, and it's just 9 of you in a lifeboat. Everyone's got a job. Everyone's going to do their job so we can make it to land and live to see the light of another day. That's kind of like working at any technology company, sort of, but in a more happy, friendly way, without the life threat of life and death out in the open ocean on a lifeboat. Right? No? I thought some of these jokes were pretty funny, but okay, you guys are kind of like, oh, maybe I had a big lunch. Anyway, documentation. Own your mistakes. If you make a mistake at your job, and you will, just like in the studio, the worst thing you can do is make an excuse. You can just say, yep, you're right. I screwed it up. I will fix it. All right? Own your mistakes. It is okay to make mistakes. What is not okay is to keep making them over and over and over again or not be willing to accept responsibility for it. Does this make sense? Just own your mistakes. Congratulate others. Hey, Jose, I heard you had that really cool artist you worked with, and now you have 2 chateaus in France, and you just hang out and you grow grapes and make it into champagne or something. That's really cool. And I sure appreciated it when you flew the entire MI faculty and student body out to that Grammy on your private island. That was really cool. Never flew on a private jet before. That was really neat. And yeah, good for you. Thanks a lot. Way to go. Congratulate others. I go ahead and see. Colin McDowell told me to do that, and so I did. And I've done it. That was really hard. But when other people have success, be sure to congratulate them, okay? Because they are working just as hard as you do. Today's their lucky day. Give them those congratulations, and they'll reciprocate later on. Be a team player. Nobody cares if you're the smartest person in the room. You just want to solve the problem at hand. If you can be part of that team and help solve that problem, that's what people want. If there's one thing we are put on this earth to do, is to help others. So be that person, be that team player to step in there and help for the benefit of the team to resolve the issue. Does it make sense? That's what companies want. Team players, people who are there to be part of a problem-solving team and get it done. It sounds strange, but it's true. You probably shouldn't steal. I know, there's like the threat of jail or whatever, things like that. The audio industry, in case you didn't know, is very small. And if you do something that's uncool anywhere, Pretty much everyone's going to know about it. It's like living in a small town. And that time, like you stole your grandma's car to go, I don't know, down to the supermarket to buy bubble gum. By the time you get back to the house, everybody knows you did it. This is before the internet. All right. Do you follow me? So it is a small industry. Don't be that kind of person that, snitches here or sits in there from stuff, and it'll come back to haunt you for the rest of your days on this earth. Clear? Good? All right. Yes, sir.
What do you mean by don't steal?
If I'm at a software company and I'm working on some code, and I think some code is really cool, I want to cut and paste a little bit of that code and put it on my hard drive and take it home, yeah, you're dead. DEAD, dead. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Got it. Last point, be yourself. Wherever you are, wherever you're working, doesn't matter what the color your skin is, your gender, you have long hair, short hair, baseball cap, no baseball cap, it doesn't matter. If that is you, you need to work at a place where you can be yourself, all right? Because the genuine person that you are is what's going to help you find success. Yeah, you're going to have to work really hard, you have to grind through a lot of things, but be yourself because that's who you are. And that's the kind of place you should be working. All right? All right. Oh, did I mention we have paid internships at McDSP? That's right, Internet. Every summer, spring, fall, at McDSP, we have internships in Mountain View, California, and they are paid real money for real work. Okay, all the jobs I just described, that's some of them. You follow? Okay. Well, we're down to that Q&A part. That means questions and answers. I might have some of the answers. You have some of the questions. Are there any questions from the audience here today? Yes, sir.
So for internship work, what do you typically have interns coming in and doing for you guys?
Everything I just told you about, all of that. It's a ESP is a small company. A lot of technology companies are small, so sometimes it's a total grab bag of stuff. We're not going to make you do all the crappy work that no one wants because that's not what we want. Literally, these people for other good people to work at our company, and we found a great way to do that to hire people as interns. I mean, some people might not want a small company. It can be kind of stressful. Like, hey, if we screw this up, well, that could be bad for a lot of us. They want to work at a much larger company. Hey, if we screw this up, that's okay. Our stock value is like $1 trillion, so it should be okay if we make a car now. Sorry, Apple. Okay, so that makes sense. All those things. Uh, all us described. That is a good description of scope of work that an intern might be doing at McDSP. Answer your question? Yes, in the back row.
Where can I go to access the
Well, right here in the front row is Diana Lee. She actually manages the internship program at DSP, among other things, actually. And so if you have a resume, cover letter, an unofficial copy of your college transcript, and a couple of references, those are the things Diana's looking for. And that's great. Oh, and also, yes, oh my gosh, thank you, Diana. And if you have an online portfolio of some of your work, that is crucial. No code, no code. But if you have like, hey, here's like a short movie that I redid all the sounds for. Here's a band I recorded. Here's some songs I put together myself. Whatever those things are, that's what we want to see. Just like I've been telling you, your skills in audio production, that it has to be part of the tie-in. Someone could be like a great computer science major. That's great, but they've never held a microphone and gone, yeah, in front of like a dive bar somewhere. I'm not sure they want to work in McDSP. They probably want to make I don't know, work for Amazon Web Services, make a Lambda function or something. But those are engineering jokes. So Dad's right here in the front row. For those of you on the internet or anyone watching this video at any time, info at mcdsp.com. That's mcdsp.com. Send us the resume, cover letter, an official copy of your college transcript, a couple of references, and a link to wherever you had your online portfolio. Answer your question, sir. Okay. Any other questions? Yes, go ahead. That's the only wrong question is the one you don't ask. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I do have some questions. I just wanna for example, if I do get an internship anywhere in the U.S., like for example, if I do recording studio design and I go to their interns and learn something about their management team, their management process and the sound, the like how do their post and everything like is that considered like steal?
Most companies, actually all, should have a thing called a non-disclosure agreement, NDA. They will ask you to sign the first day of your employment, and that'll be things like, hey, if Beyonce comes in the studio tomorrow to work on an album that's not known to the public, you're going to keep a lid on that until it's known by the public. That would be an example. What if, while you're doing that, they say, hey, we set up a mic this way, we track it this way, we record two mics this way, we always use this compressor with that EQ with Beyonce's vocal or something like that? I'm pretty sure they're actually trying to train you on how to do the job. That's like learning tools of the trade. But the aspect of like, oh, well, somebody famous is coming to the studio next week, you got to keep a lid on that. That's why studios have like, gated parking lots, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Like a project.
Yeah. Project based. Yeah. They want you to know how to mic a vocalist or how to record drums or how to like do track a bass. But if the studio owner is a bass player and developing his own version of the bass, the Chapman bass, is going to be fretless and it's going to have, I don't know, 6 octaves of things that has all these special features and he has a prototype in the studio, I'm pretty sure that's something that should, if it sees the light of day, you will never talk about again. You will not go and make one yourself. You will not take one home and try to reverse engineer it. Those would be bad plans. Does this make sense? But if you're just learning the tools of the trade, that's okay. But when those things are proprietary to the technology company or to the studio, those things you got to keep a lid on, and they should guide you and they'll tell you like, hey, someone's coming tomorrow. We got to keep a lid on this because they're just trying to get away from the other studio because they want some time to record some tracks or some new albums come out at Christmas. And your job is to make sure that, I don't know, the mics are set up in the way that they like and just get it done. Does that make sense? Okay. No, it's good. It's a good question. It's a really good question. Yes, sir.
A little different question. I'm doing a master's. I'm doing a bachelor in performance, not in audio engineering, but it's something that I'm very interested in. I want to do a minor in audio engineering later on, but I don't want to wait until that to start like getting some experience of what it would be. So my question is, for like internships, what would you recommend start doing if I have like a year before doing an internship? What would be the good things to work on to have like a better chance or get more ideas of how it works?
Sure. Well, based on those job descriptions I mentioned, is as long as you're working on, if you're a performance major and you're working on what instrument do you play? Guitar. Okay, so you're probably playing guitar a couple hours a day, I'm guessing, maybe more than 4, maybe more than 6. I don't know, right? That's great. But as you're doing that, right, you're probably recording yourself sometimes, or recording yourself with a band, or you're even like herding cats. You're bringing some other people together. Let's all arrive at this studio at this time, and I have this song we're all going to learn how to play for my next album, right? If you're doing things like that, that's exactly what you should be doing to get ready for internships like this. I always make the joke, if you ever pulled a band together, other musicians together to perform some music of your own that you wrote yourself or from someone else, that's like herding cats, right? No, 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 no. Thursday, next Thursday, all right, 6 p.m., not 6 a.m., not 7 p.m., not 6:45, 6 p.m. You can be on and ready to start, right? Right? But all those things, that's like almost project management, a technology company. Hey, we're doing a trade show. This is the booth. How are we packing up the booth? How many computers do we take? Do we have backups of all these things? What demos are we bringing? Which clients are coming when to talk about the products and how we're going to interview them? Are we going to record it? How many cameras are we going to use, right? You're doing all these things for your own work already. If you're playing guitar, I mean, I'm sure you're very, very good, but you're not just doing it for you. You want to go out and perform and show people what you can do. And in doing all those things, recording, producing, and creating that music, you are doing the very creative process that we want to have an intern at McDSP doing, like helping us put together demo sessions or other examples. Heck, one of our interns right now, he's a pretty good guitar player. So shockingly, we needed to have some examples that were exclusively about layers and layers and layers of guitar. He just cranked it out like in a day. Well, here you go. We're like, well, it's really, yeah, it was nothing. Oh, yeah, you, right? So that makes sense. So those skills you have. Answer your question? Okay, cool. All right. Any other questions? Oh, yes, sir.
What's the specific timeline like summer internship?
We're looking for internships like November and December. Like we've already chosen somebody for the summer. So if it's like, if you want to like think about like the fall, now is the time. Pretty much whatever company you want to enter at, whether it's DSP or somebody else, the time is now. Apply as soon as you think you might want to work there. You should apply as soon as possible because there's only so many slots, and they just fill up. McDSP, we're a small company. We don't have like one slot, maybe sometimes two, but only about one. And then we just pair you with some of our other staff, and you guys work on these projects together while you're working with us.
Decision around November this summer.
So, got it.
Because
Yeah.
people need time also to figure out where they're going to live, all of that.
Sure.
So
Yeah, good question. Good questions. All right. Oh, whoa, in the background. Okay, yeah, yes, sir. Oh, me too.
I mean, does McDSP have plans to get into new tech, like AI or podcasting, or are you going to stick to just kind of like the entertainment notes of
That's a good question. Now, generally, our wheelhouse is making audio processing tools, the software, the plugins, for AAX, AU, VST3 formats. We had this thing called the analog processing box. It's a programmable analog processor that's under digital control. You guys have seen that. Just go to McDSP.com/APB. There's all kinds of cool information about this patented blah blah blah. Yes, we have actually already put some AI into one of our products, the SA3 spectral processor. It has a very modest amount of artificial intelligence in it. It's in the guise of a control called Focus. The SA3 spectral processor looks for resonances and in your tracks overall or spectral peaks you don't want. It has a little bit of smarts in it to know what you probably want to keep and what you don't, and it'll take those out for you kind of automatically. So we do a little bit of that. Oh, geez, you're right. Yeah, Steve, good thing Dinah's here. Thanks, Dinah. Oh, yeah. Now, so the 6060, that's like a bunch of modules, like in the lunchbox style format. There's one called Shine, which basically makes a lot of high-end, pretty cool types of EQ curves. But the EQ curves themselves are not actually generated by, well, they are generated by actually an intern, but they use an AI or AI model to come up with a bunch of shapes that would sound good. Train the AI to give us sort of like the if you will, coefficients of how to make that shape, optimally, if you will. So stuff like that. Sort of answering your question. Mostly it's McDSP's been around for 25 years. So what happens in the next 25 years? If I today just went to the office and they lock me in the office, which they always do, they slide a sandwich underneath the door at noon. I get 2 bathroom breaks a week. Yeah. Anyway, and I just would write code. I'm pretty sure for the next 25 years, I wouldn't be done with the current pile of ideas. So if you ask me what's next, honestly, I don't know. But I got about 4 or 5 prototypes right now of plugins. Some of them sound really good. Some of them sound like crap. Some of them I think are going to be a big hit, and some of them might not be. Even people say, "How do I know when the next super amazing plugin is? It'll be really really popular." I don't know that. Futzbox you may have heard of. It's like makes all these lo-fi and other excluded sounds, walkie-talkies, and speakers, and fax machines. You can filter it and distort it and all this stuff. It's crazy popular for hip hop, EDM, and all types of audio production for doing music. But I made it for the post people. For if I'm in a television show, and I don't know, I want to call up Jonathan, and Jonathan's driving on his car, and he's on a cell phone. When the camera's on him and I'm talking, I have to sound like I'm on his cell phone. And when he's talking back to me, he has to sound like he's on my desktop speakerphone thing, right? That's what Fluxbox was for. And then someone said, my backbeat breakdown of my new rap song sounds great through a fax machine. Oh, well, you go with that. So sometimes it's not even the products that we think will be really successful or aren't. It's just sort of what the market wants to do. Did I under-answer that question or over-answer it or sidestep it too many times? Perfect. Wow, perfect. Ooh, perfect. Yeah. That's like an A, right? Oh, I got an A. No? Okay. Any other questions? No? All right. Well, then, there's my last slide. Oh, yes.
So you guys were just talking about some of the factors and things you need to present when you're sending off an email with portfolio and resume, cover letter, and all that. What ends up being kind of a deciding factor more often than after you guys are making interns or hiring employees?
The question was a deciding factor when we're hiring employees.
So it changes, so each criteria, if we hire someone, it changes based on what we're trying to do in the near term. Like, if we're getting ready for now, likely we want more content put in demo sessions. If we're getting ready for a new product, it's just really depending on where we're at. So, like Colin said, sometimes you might be the perfect fit or you're the perfect candidate, but it's not the job we're looking for in that period. So it's kind of, yeah. I mean, Colin will tell you about digital design the 3 times he applied.
Should I tell that story?
Yeah.
Okay. I applied to digital design to people make Pro Tools 3 times. The first time, I interviewed with Rob Curry, CTO of digital design. He loved Fortran. I loved Fortran. We talked about Fortran for like 45 minutes. It was great. I'm like, I'm in, yeah. And in the day, I was like, thanks for coming. Okay. I went back again for the next career fair. I talked to a guy who was from the same town where my college. He knew where New Mexico State was. We both went to rival high schools. I'm like, we talked about stuff. I'm in my Flynn. Yeah, all right. Woohoo. Thanks for coming. The third time I show up at that third career fair they had, I walk in the door of their lobby and someone else recognized me and I recognize him. He gets me, leaves. And I'm like, so he's going to get security. I'm going to get thrown out on my butt. What's going to happen? And then in comes the last manager guy who went to the same, rival high school as I did and knew where New Mexico State was. He's like, oh, hey, come on back. I'm like, okay, so you're going to throw me out. This is cool. And I'm not stalking you people. I just want to talk, whatever. Go to his office. We sit down. He basically flat out says, do you want a job? I'm like, yes, I want a job. That's why I've come here like 3 different times. Guys, like, I don't know how many cover letters. They're like, oh, here's one right here. I'm like, well, okay. Yeah, we just didn't have the right fit for you, but now we do, and that's that role. If you want it, now, here we go. Go think about it. Oh, okay. Thanks a lot. I'll take a bagel on that. Cool. So you just got to keep trying. I will also say your portfolio. Your portfolio is also really important because sometimes candidates are reasonably equally qualified, and then it comes down to what's their portfolio like. It doesn't mean you have to be like the best guitar player on the planet. It's more actually what you produced or how you produced it or what you produced it with. We have an intern that we're going to take this summer, and she had some singer-songwriter chops that were good, but her best work is she took a little short movie and she replaced all the sound for it. It was crazy good. Everybody in the office came to watch that little mini movie like 4 or 5 times. Like, wait, so which sound to her? It's all her. Really? Okay, how did she make that, was it grocery cart with the guy in it, go down that hill, go over that wooden ramp, fly through the air, crash into that car, and the guy flew up in the air and landed on a balloon? How did you make those sounds? Oh, go. Speakerphone. Okay, hi, how's it going? Yes, everybody's here. We just want to know how you made these sounds. My dad had a machine shop in the basement of our house. I just used a bunch of things, and it's like a 15-minute conversation. We're like, wow, okay, yeah. And it wasn't just that all the sounds were original, nothing like sampled off the internet. The timing of them, it was like crazy perfect. When the grocery cart hit the car, it was dead on right there. It just was perfect. So yeah, that was okay. That's the person we're taking for the summer. So I think your portfolio is also an extremely powerful aspect. You don't have to be the world's best musician. You just have to do a good job and show your production chops. And there. So good questions. Wow, tough crowd or good crowd. I don't know. Any other questions for anybody? Yes.
One for you about the portfolio. So what's the best way to submit that? I know I've got the email here, but since the files are large, Google Share or Dropbox or website?
I think like Dropbox, or if you just have them hosted somewhere on a website, we can just go to this website. It's got me and all that stuff. Yeah, but links are okay too. Yeah, super. Yeah. Okay. Well then, any other questions? No, we're good. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. Oh, giveaway. That's right. Sorry, internet, but you weren't here in person. In person, that's where you want to be at the McDSP presentation. Everybody else, that's around a form there. Your name, your iLock account, and the McDSP plugin of your choice, and you can have one. So there you go. No, thank you, sure, cool. I'm sorry, internet people. I'm sorry, but here's for passing it around, and it's a virtual thing. And maybe you're watching this video a year later. You're like, oh, I missed it. Yes, you did. But anyway,
And-
Okay.
and
Go ahead,
everything-
Dinah.
everything comes with the 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. And if you're not sure what McDSP plugin you want, you just put your name and email on there. Or anything from our website. There are demos that last for 2 weeks. You can check out as many plugins as you want. And we let orders know. And it's email us at orders@mcdsp.com. Hey, I went to that presentation. And as long as your name's in that list right there, we'll be able to get you with a plugin. So then after that, I just want to say thank you all the people at MI for having us today. Ronan doing the video work. I'm sorry. I hope it's material you can work with. Jonathan, thanks for having us and having us down. Everybody else, I wish you the best of luck. You're pursuing a dream, and that's what you should be doing. There'll be hard work. It's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows. Yes, you're pursuing the type of work you love to do, because if you have the type of work you like to do, you never work a day in your life again. But there will still be work. There'll be things you'll have to grind out that you never thought you'd be doing, but you want to do it. It's all part of that team you have. And I just wish you all the best. Good luck. You too, Internet. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.